It's all about Shah Rukh Khan. He has been at the Locarno Film Festival and he's been speaking about South Indian film. He's actually been talking about Indian film in general, John. And I've just kind of highlighted it's a very in-depth article on
Sadly,
the
I
Indian
can't
Express.
bring that article up because it's just maybe I can actually.
It's pretty big, but don't worry about it.
It's
anyway.
the orientation.
Yeah, it's left to right.
It's
There's
really
no borders.
Yeah, winds me up. You sort it. The Indian Express is an esteemed publication.
Yeah.
You need to get someone better working on that website, man. It's totally unacceptable.
Squeeze
Come
it
on.
down. Come on, condense it.
Come on.
But I'm just going to
No
read
need
this
for that.
bit, John, because it kind of covers the sort of essence of what Shah Rukh Khan is getting his point across. The diverse nature of Indian cinema and the nuances that are present in cinema of every language. So a point of discussion. Shah Rukh Khan played the question on the front
know
foot
where you are.
and said, honestly, to regionalise Indian cinema is wrong. The country is so vast that we don't have different dialects across the nation, but different languages altogether, be it Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Odia, Bengali, Hindi, Gujarati, and all this Indian cinema. As a keen observer of Indian cinema and having worked with stalwarts from many of these languages, Shah Rukh Khan astutely pointed out some of the best storytelling comes from the south of India. Some of the greatest superstars of Indian cinema are from Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, etc. Of course, we know of them in India, but with films like Jawan, Bahubali and Triple R, everyone is noticing it. The actor who often ropes in South Indian technicians in his Hindi films opined that the South cinema is really fantastic, both cinematically and technically. After working with Mani Ratam Sir in Dilzi, I wanted to work in the South genre film. It wasn't enough I worked with a South Indian director. So you can read that whole article on the Indian Express. It's very interesting, John, but he's got a taste for it. And he does mention the likes of further down Vijay Sethupathi. I think a few... I think we actually covered the sort of other side of that, Vijay Sethupath's reaction to Shah Rukh Khan's comments on his acting, etc. And we are obviously big fans
Shah
of
Rukh's
both.
always been very effusive with his praise for South Indian cinema and its actors. It's something we've covered before.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes about the man. He's a very humble and gracious guy, and he'll not just hold all of the limelight and praise for himself. He is quite willing to give it out to other people.
Very
and you've
generous,
seen it touched Vijay Sethupathi very deeply. The guy was really taken aback by Shah Rukh giving him praise. I mean, Vijay is a brilliant actor in his own right. He's a big name in the south of India. But you see how much it means to him to have someone like Shah Rukh Khan giving him praise. But Stephen, I think he's right. We've seen cinema, a lot of Indian cinema, from the north, from the south. There's still regions we've not dabbled with, the likes of probably Malayalam and Kerala cinema. We've not seen a Mahanlo film yet, but we've seen a lot of Telugu and Tamil cinema, and we've seen a lot of Bollywood stuff up north. And some of the best stuff we've seen has been down south, and it's maybe been from 20 years ago. But they've not had the budget, not had the visuals. But when you've not got the budget and you've not got the visuals, you have to make do with what you've got, which is actors just delivering stunning performances and a great script. It's like going back to when Hollywood didn't have the budget back in the 1970s and 60s, and they had to make do with what they had. Maybe set design and maximising the acting and the script and making it a compelling watch. I think of the original Star Trek. Didn't have budget, but it was able to compete with other things at the time that did have more of a budget and were probably more visually spectacular. You think of Stanley Kubrick, he was making Space Odyssey, probably around about the same time that Star Trek was a thing, with Gene Roddenberry. Total different ends of the spectrum in terms of budget, to the point where people think Kubrick could have fucking hoaxed the moon landings. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
To tomato sauce blood. In Star Trek, but Star Trek's a compelling watch, man. It's brilliant
because they had to rely.
They had to rely on the actors, on the script. You have to excel in different areas. Bollywood's always had more money. I think it's starting to change now. The south of India is now starting to get more investment. We've seen the visuals just go off the charts in the last 15 years from films we've been watching. We've not been watching for 15 years after stress, but
I think in terms of pan-Indian cinema, I think and anyone that's watching this may want to correct us here, but I think you're seeing more films releasing the sort of pan-Indian structure of films, whether it be an actor from the north, the main lead. I mean, with a South Indian director, you're seeing more of that. I think the likes of your man from Bahubali, Prabhas, who's one of the biggest ones that do pan-Indian. I think over the next 10 years or so, you're going to see more of that. I don't know how prominent it was maybe 10 years ago, pan-Indian, but certainly there is barriers being broke, John, and I think the likes of SRK took that responsibility to make a statement like that, to say that enjoyed his experience working with a South Indian director and he wants to do more, not just with that director but with more actors as well.
I think it's important as well, Stephen. We've spoken about this before. It's alien to us, the regionalisation of film in India, and people from the north and different regions in the north and in the south won't watch other regions' movies. Someone from Kerala won't watch Tamil. They'll remake the movie for their region.
It's been
with
an
their
education,
actors.
for definitely two of us, and you're absolutely right. And some people are very territorial that way, and they're every right if they want to be that way.
There's a lot of bias as well, and sort of prejudice,
favouritism,
and sort of shadism. I mean, that goes on in India, which just mystifies me.
To rewind back maybe about 5 years ago, I bravely put on a poll, and John says you're going to get fucking murdered for that because I didn't understand the whole studio thing in different territories, and I think I did a sort of blend between different areas. Who's your favourite actor? It's just an absolute shit show, and you learn from it because we couldn't understand it, as you said, John. I couldn't get my head round. Because you made a reference to Bollywood. I think we're watching maybe something from South India very early on this journey. And
oh God, and they killed me.
But you learn. You do learn.
Steve, it's to the point where we've been in restaurants, so you've been having a phone call with somebody from India, and you've mentioned telepathy. They don't know who he fucking is. I was thinking we were in an Indian restaurant, and I kept trying to hint, look, absolute name drop actors and whatnot in films, and they're like, don't know who that is.
You mentioned Vijay Sethupathi, and it was like. But then
I think I was trying to get a song.
You mentioned SRK, and they knew who exactly.
They were playing music, and I was trying to get a song played, and I'm like, look, I know this. Can you play this? And they'll just don't know who that is, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm a fucking Casper the Ghost, white, random Scottish guy, a million miles away from India. And I seem to know more about these guys than you do. It blew my mind.
I think it probably blew their mind. This white guy from Scotland is talking this way.
It's like, what the fuck is going on here, man? But yeah, it's crazy, the regional aspect of cinema and remakes with different languages and different actors. Hopefully they're starting to get over that now. Hopefully with guys like SRK leading the praise for South Indian cinema, we can see more watching it with obviously captions and subtitles and appreciating the original work. I'm not saying that didn't happen before. I'm sure there's some people watch it with captions. I think they probably wait until it's remade in their own language. And we need to get away from that because there's some brilliant films from the south of India. We've seen them. Super Deluxe, Ajuran, I think. Was that the name of it? Ajuran with Danush. Also, some of the telepathy stuff has been brilliant. The likes of Karfi as well. Kaifi with telepathy. Karfi's the name of the actor. Kaifi. There's two Kaifis though. There's a Kaifi with location. There's a Kaifi with telepathy. Just some of the stuff, the Telugu stuff we've seen. And then some of the North Indian stuff is brilliant as well. So I think there's a lot of bias been there, institutionalised over decades and decades of people watching North Indian stuff and just assuming stuff from down south is shit.
I think it's funny though. I think it wasn't until I think we watched Leo. I thought it just has a feel of that South Indian vibe to it.
They call them Masala movies. I think that's one of the disparaging comments from a lot of people outside of the south of India. Masala movies, meaning we had been 4 or 5 different genres.
We had been watching a lot of Bollywood at that point, John, I think, and obviously web series as well from the north. So it was just that sort of you have to condition yourself into it because there is glaring, obviously, differences in terms of, as you mentioned, the production, John. And I always feel the South Indian films focus heavily on society more than I'll probably get crucified for saying that, more than the North.
I think you're right, Steve.
I think that North seems to be what we've seen so far. I'm not saying every film because we've seen some absolutely cracking drama films as well, but predominantly from what we've seen so far, it has been very bombastic films, very action driven, but that's only because of their choice of film. I'm not saying every film in the North is like that.
The vibe I get is that North Indian cinema is all heavily influenced by Western film industries and life in general. We've seen that with obviously what was it called again? Class. A lot of Western sort of stuff coming in there.
Class was good. I like Class.
Yeah, but a lot of influence in there in terms of clothes and stuff like that. I'm not saying that we own the fucking West owns monopoly and all of the stuff you see in Class, like I don't know, Jordans and stuff like that. But they're more influence, whereas the South is more attuned to their regions and they make movies for their region. If it connects with people outside, then brilliant. If it doesn't, though, they're quite headstrong. They make it for the people within the region, and some of the films are brilliant we've seen, and he's absolutely right, SRK. The stories are fantastic, the acting is absolutely on point. Super Deluxe, as I keep saying, one of the best movies I've ever seen. Absolutely really fantastic. I like those kind of multi-perspective crazy stories that interlink and then they just go batshit and then they come back again at the end. It's just, when you can master that kind of storytelling, you've got a winner chicken dinner, as we like to say over here.